Today I'm going over an application I created, and I created it in R and Shiny. And what the application does, it pulls in data from the Google Search Console API and also from the Google's Analytics API, and then analyzes some key metrics from my blog. So I've been blogging since 2018 while I was still an undergraduate student in statistics, and my blog's mainly about statistics, data science, R, and also about some personal experiences that I had in school with some courses and also some internships I had. And the basic idea why I started the blog was because I wanted to learn, and I thought the best way to learn is by teaching and understanding concepts and then writing them down and maybe teach others with my blog. So when we first open up the application, we're prompted to put in our username and then also the password. So I'm going to do that. So when we're logging in, we're seeing a GIF in Google Colors. So right now, the data has been pulled in by the Google Search Console API and also the Google Analytics API, and then it's displaying visualizations on the main page. So when we log in, what we first see are the value cards, the sessions, the page views, the bounce rate, and the session duration. And what they display is the most recent baked date. So because the data is in real time, the data from today, it doesn't display the data from today, it displays the data from yesterday. So 24 hours worth of data from yesterday. So if we look at the time series graph, today's August 3rd, we had 166 page views so far. But the page views from here is from August 2nd, which is a fully baked date where we have 24 hours worth of data. And what the value cards do, they compare August 2nd, 237 page views, to August 3rd, where we had 174 page views. And it's doing the same for the sessions, where it's 163 on August 1st, but the 204 in the value cards is August 2nd here. And it does that for session page views, the bounce rate, and the session duration. And we'll see an arrow here, so the arrow goes either up or down depending if there was an increase or decrease. And then it's also colored in either green if there was an increase or red if there was a decrease. And then here we have the time series graph with the page views and the sessions. We have the device category. And what's nice about this is that we have a sidebar here with a lot more visualizations that we can put onto the main page. So we have the channels that pop up here. We have the weekday sessions. That's a bar chart here. Then we have the bounce rate. We have the click-through ratio by position. And then we have a visitor map that shows a leaflet map from where the visitors are coming from. So we have 1,284 views from the United States. And then we also have a most popular post data table where we see easily created descriptive summary statistics tables in R, where I go over certain packages is the most popular one. Next most popular one is web scraping with Selenium. And then in our Shiny blog post where I talk about data table proxy and how to replace data with it. And we have a Tidy Tuesday pivot wider and pivot longer one. And another Shiny one where I talk about action buttons and how to use them in data table in Shiny. And here would be a blog post about majoring in statistics where I just talk about my experience, how it was as an undergraduate student. And what's nice about this application is that the visualizations on the main page, they can be individualized. So we can, for example, remove all of them and they appear in the sidebar. And if someone's, for example, only interested, let's say, in the time series graph and then in the channels, then we can leave all of these ones in here. And if we log out of the application and then we're logging back in, only these two visualizations appear on the main page. So I'll go username and dashboard. I log in again, we can see the Google spinner, the GIF, and it pulls in the API data right now. And then only the channels and the time series graph appear in here. So again, if I put all the other visualizations in here and say I want to see everything, this one takes a little bit always, the map. Then nothing appears here in the sidebar. So if I log out and close the application and then log back in, then none of the visualizations are in the sidebar and all of them appear on the main page. So the application is connected to a MongoDB database where it stores the username and the password, and then it stores also what visualizations appeared on the main page when someone last logged in. And that's how the application know which visualizations they should put into the main page and which visualizations the app should put into the sidebar. So we had all visualizations up on the main page and nothing in the sidebar. So they appear all here. And then by default, the application pulls in the last 7 days worth of data, but we can also go back as far as a month. So I limit it to a month because it takes a little bit to pull the data from the APIs and then display them here on the main page. That's why I'm only going back 1 month. And the goal for this application is in the next coming weeks to build that from scratch, build it out, also modularize the app so all of it is modularized, and then also how to connect to the MongoDB database and how to pull in the API data. For this application I used mainly Shiny, but I also used a little bit of JavaScript and CSS. So for example, if we're removing the visualizations here, JavaScript is telling me what ID corresponds to the action button here when I'm deleting it. So we're also talking about how we can send data from JavaScript to Shiny and then from R to JavaScript as well.